Hey everybody, welcome. I'm so happy that you're coming along for the ride, or I hope you are for today. Today we're going to make pockets that I'm going to put on the inside and on the back side of the back inside of the journal that we are creating from a cereal box start to finish. And I just wanted to show you or give you an idea of what we might be working on as we begin today. And if you'd like to stay along, come play with me for a little while. Let's have some fun. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's healthy and that life is going very well. I'm just going to put these things out of the way so that we can go ahead and look at how I do this. This is just a simple piece of manila cardstock. I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. If you don't have that on hand, you don't have to worry about that. You can glue two pieces of coffee dyed or tea stained paper together, or you can glue two book pages together so that you just have a little bit more thickness, because that's what you want to help stabilize the front covers and the back cover of your journal. I pulled out this, and I don't measure anything. I just simply looked at how far I wanted to go over what I thought my pocket size might need to be on the book, and I ended up about right in there, and put that paper on my chopping blade and simply just cut out what I needed or what I wanted. And I think that was about right in here. And you can see I make this very simple. And I simply use the first cut to help me gain the second cut so that my pockets are the same. And I want them to be the same because they're on the journal cover. Does that mean yours have to be the same? Absolutely not. You can do a journal pocket this way or this way. It doesn't matter. And then from there, I simply, excuse me, took a circle punch. This one happens to be the one I have on hand, and it is, I hope will tell me, 2.5 inches in diameter. I took both of my pages at the same time. Again, I do not measure, I just eyeball about the center. I just want a little divot there to show that that is a pocket and that something is on the inside. And so that's how I came up with the two pockets. And now I just want to play at covering them. Today I have a 1900s dictionary page that I'm going to use to help give me some background, as well as some papers that I ordered from Rachel at Roxy Creation. Some Italian papers. It looks like a piece of straw paper, a little piece of green, and some green and off-white paper and red and white paper. I'm going to use, or at least I pulled those out here to see how I want to play with those. And I'm going to use a Yoo-Hoo glue stick for this. Again, yes, it will warp my paper a little bit, but that's okay. I will let it dry. I'll sew it into the journal, and then on the next video, I'll show you how it actually turned out. I'm really liking that, but I'm going to save that until, because my eye caught this flower, and I thought, oh, I think I would like that on the pocket cover. But I really like these edges, so ranunculus, let's get part of the name in there. And you can see this is nice, dry, brittle paper. It is aged very well. And I just want to start layering a background so that I have something. And I thought I put a page out, and I did, to glue with. Excuse me one second while I reach for the... Let me make sure that I'm on or in the screen. And I'm just going to run that right there. And I'm not even going to get my scissors out. I'm just going to tear that. Well, I will come back here on the edge, and let's straighten that out just a little bit. It is harder to cut if you, especially if you're going into where the glue is. If you can let it dry, it'll make it much easier to glue. Excuse me, not to glue, but to cut. Okay, there's that. And then I think I want a little bit of this straw paper. Good job. She says to herself, good job. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm high-fiving myself on my own video. That's crazy. Well, I hope you're laughing along at that. Okay. I like that straw paper. Wow. If you ever get a chance to order some Italian paper from Rachel, she sends a great selection, and it's just really pretty papers. I would advise you to do so if you get a chance to do it. And let's see, how am I going to cover that? Let's go up here to the corner. Okay. One thing about using Yoo-Hoo glue that is not an advantage to using the Art glitter glue is that you get a moment to slide your paper into position or around. Yeah. And I thought I was going to leave that, but I do think I want to cover that. So let's see what I need to do to cover that. If I want to add another paper or just more of that text. And I am adding a little bit of paper. Let's see what we can come up with. And for nothing else, maybe for the, it looks a little bit like, okay, looks a little bit like it is the leaf that I'll be using down at the bottom where I have my, I put my flower on. Does it have to be green for that? Absolutely not. Just thinking. The weather here is well. It is doing well right now. I am videotaping ahead of time, so please be aware of that. This is not the actual date of the video, and I am videotaping in the afternoon, so I'm getting a little bit of a shadow. Sorry if that is picking up on the screen. Okay, I think that's the way I would like that. And I may go back and, I don't typically distress, but I may do a little bit of distressing to this. We'll see. Okay. I don't want too much on my screen, so give me just a second to check out here what I do have on screen. Just so that we can see. I do want to glue the, yes, I think that'll work fine. And I was looking for a little bit longer flower to go down the long side of that pocket. This is not the typical length that I make a pocket throughout my journal, but it is the kind of pocket I like to make for the cover, and it does add stability. It gives a little more heft rather to the journal itself, the cover itself on the front and on the back. And I just hit the camera. Sorry about that. And I have a little butterfly I want to add. to the flower. I love this Italian paper. These are so nice. I've enjoyed every moment of playing with them. And of course, I hit the camera again. Please forgive me for jostling you around. That's not any fun when you're watching a video, I know. I was thinking of maybe red here. Not so sure I like that. Okay. Let's see if we can pull some black in and the red, and I do like that much better. For a label down here in this corner, pulls those red orangish tones all the way down the length of the pocket. I like that. And then I have a little Tim Holtz thing. And I'm just going to put it, I want to let it connect a little bit just to lay over top of that. And I think I want to add one more to the top possibly. Let's see. I have a green number. I think that's what I want right there. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put it in our journal. If you'll remember the last time, I said I usually do tucks, and I only glue on one or the other side. This is that long pocket. I want to glue along the top, come down this side, and along the bottom. So I'm just going to put my hand here on this side to remind myself, don't grab there, girlie. That's where I typically like to glue, and so I need to make sure that if my hand is there, that's not where I'm gluing. And that is really a good rule of thumb to follow. It helps you not make mistakes when you're putting glue on. And I'm using Art Glitter glue. This works very well with paper and material also. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting a good adhere right there. I don't want any glue seepage, but now you can see that that's going to give just a little more, and it does. It gives more heft to the actual journal cover. And we will look for something to put in this pocket a little bit later. Also, I'm still seeing this little red line here. I don't think that bothers me, but if it bothered you, there are lots of things you could do. We could put more paper here, a doily, or we could also use some fabric, or I have a little bit of a doily left here. Could actually just glue the doily there, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would run it under or cut it off so that it comes a little bit shy of that, and it's now becomes decoration, and you're not seeing that red line underneath the product. I'm also seeing a little bit of writing up here. I could do the same thing with that, just extend another piece of doily up there to the top, or some type of paper that I cut, a decoration or whatnot to use with that. And we'll decide in the future. I'm not going to decide that this moment, but just giving you an idea. If you're worried about that, you can take care of that. And that is a nice thing about using a cereal box. Okay, we're going to flip now to the back side and do the same thing. And here we have red again. I could have chosen not to do the long pockets. I could have done something like a slide in a pocket going upward. Those are cool pockets to use. But again, I just want to give heft to my journal and my journal cover, so that's why I've chosen here. Now let's see where I place this one, and it is here. I want to cover it. I'm going to use I'm going to do something simple here. I'm going to cover the entire thing. Okay, I see what I'm doing. It looks like I'm working backwards, and it's just because I flipped it to put it on the opposite side. And we're going to flip it over again here in just a minute. I want that place on the paper that has no writing just as much as I want the writing. Making sure that I have that in view. And here I'm going to take just a moment to cut around this. Let's try just to make sure we have that adhered well, and that it's touching down. I'm not burnishing it with a bone folder. Actually, I don't own a bone folder. I have been known to pick up a pair of scissors to help burnish a little. I have also even used a credit card that's handy, an old one, some kind of a card, or this happens to be that circle punch. I'll pick that up as well. Okay. I'm taking a second to put the lid on my glue before I come back and then just cut around this. This paper is really fragile and cuts easily, tears easily. Okay. Now, I don't have to worry this time about covering specific areas completely because the entire card is now covered. And I'm going to see if I can just tear this, and I can, and I like it. Okay, and you can see there how that's going to look. The first thing I'm going to do is put some Bee Balm. Again, this is from the state of North Carolina. We call this Bee Balm. I have no idea what the actual name for this is, but I've only ever heard it called Bee Balm. It is a great attraction to not only bees, but to the hummingbirds. And this is more of a hummingbird themed journal. I didn't want to cover up the flower down there. Let's see if I can do that. Well, I've covered it. It's okay. Wow, that's awfully pretty. I'll do a butterfly at the top, just that I've fussy cut a butterfly already. Pulled some things out and looked at them because I wanted to make the process not so painful. It is great. I love this. I'm not in any way saying anything negative about what another crafter does. There are those ladies who sit down and craft. They would probably call it by the seat of their pants, and I wish I could do that. But I like the process, watching them think through what they're doing. So I don't mind the cutting. I don't mind the sewing. I'm just not to that point yet where I feel comfortable enough to trek out on my own and need that. And here I have gone quite a bit of space without putting any more background paper on there. So let's see what I can figure out, because I do want to have a little bit of this green from the Italian paper. That'll be fine there. I'm going to get some kind of green up on the other corner so that my eye, in my way of thinking, just flows up or down the length of the pocket. paper. And this is not green. This is more of a grayish tone of almost like a ticking. It's not a ticking, but it's close to there. And I think that's awfully pretty with that green. I don't know that I was actually thinking that when I began, but I happen to like green anyway, so my eye is always going to be going to the green. Let's tear down just a little bit more of this. And see how that sits there. I think it's fine. Gives me a little color. Okay, this is, I have to do this way. Okay. One side of this paper looked a little more shiny, while one side looked a little flatter, and that's why I was turning it back and forth there. Pull this down to where I can see what I'm doing. And you have only a second when you're using art glitter glue to slide that in place, and notice that I didn't get it exactly right. I'm going to trim that up. Okay, and I don't know if that's to your taste or if you like that or not, but I like that. I'm thinking we need something here. So let me look in my stash for just a little second at what I might have. Don't like that hope. I'm not sure I like this. Let's see if I can pull some of that red out. Have that label there, and I believe that's what I want to do. I hope you're finding time to journal and that life is going well for you. I love these circle labels. It takes me a moment to make sure I'm reading them and turning them correctly. I think I have enough on that pocket. So again, I don't want to put any glue on this side. So here's where my hand goes. That reminds me that I can only glue on the sides where my hand is not touching. And I don't have to do that, but I saw where my hand was coming kind of into where the pocket is going to be. Just trying to make sure that now the card is coming in contact, good contact with the material behind it. And we have good heft there now because we've added that pocket. I really like how that works. That might be something that you will try on your own. I'm just holding for a second. And because I'm working start to finish on this journal, I haven't created ephemera for the pockets, but something like that. You can see how that would go in there. I don't like this design with that. It would be something else, but then we have a nice pocket. Let me go back to the front and we'll see what both of them look like. And make sure I'm on screen for both. Yes. Okay, so now I have a pocket in the front and a pocket in the back. I like that. I hope you guys do. Hope you have a great week this week. Enjoy your time. Enjoy crafting time. Hope you get lots of it and have just a fun time with what you're doing. All right. See you next time. Bye.